This is a spot in the intro where usually you hear Bob, and he's got a great intro. He really does. You'd think in 11 years of sitting next to him, I would have listened to it closely enough to have it memorized, but I don't. I know there's a live, there's a local, there's a direct, there's coming to you free of charge from high atop.
Some awards somewhere.
Some awards, all that good stuff. Man, he's written a great intro, and I can't do it justice, but I just will say hello, hallelujah, happy holidays to all of you all out there. This is the first of our, I guess you'd call them holiday shows. We ain't even supposed to be here. Are you on vacation right now, Chewy?
Kind of. I'm not really. I mean, I'm in the mornings with LA still this week.
Yeah.
So it's, but, you know, with just an hour here with you guys, I feel like it's a vacation.
Yeah, I'm technically on vacation. I put in for my days off. They were accepted. I don't know how the hell I ended up back here, but it's going to work out. I'm still I'm in vacation mode, so I am too. This is easy. This feels like practice show. The big boys, the namesakes, the gentleman who took axes and carved this show out of the side of a mountain.
The paterfamilias.
The hard workers, the guys that really made it space for Chewy and I. They're taking some well-deserved time off. Asterisk. We're going to hear from Dale here in a little bit. Dale apparently had a day. That's what he told me. He just said, I've got to talk about it. Can I? And it's like, of course you can. It's your show. It's not my show. I said, yeah, it's your show. Of course you can. This is all I know. This is my preface, and I'm going to tell you that at around 5:30, 5:30, you're going to definitely want to be tuning in, because around 5:30, we're going to get him hot-wired in here. And here's all I have for preface. He said, I don't know, it's all about, bureaucracy, and I've already taken a Xanax. That's all I know about the story. But those two things have me intrigued and interested.
Well, I mean, I feel like it's going to have to be a big story if he wants to come in on the day off or call in on the day off.
He sounded, I guess couldn't find my phone. I could hear it zimming in the car. Is that a word? Zimming?
I think so.
Take it anyway.
It's like a lemon.
Yeah, and I was just like, someone is blowing me up. I cannot find my phone. And then I found it when I pulled over. I pulled up behind a car at the Whataburger on the way over here. We'll get to that in a second. And I pulled behind a car, and I thought, well, I've got time, and I was rooting around looking for my phone. Right when I grabbed it, I saw that it was Dale like 10 times. But also, the car behind me honked already, and I realized, oh, the other car pulled up ahead. I need to be ordering. So I had to put him off for a bit. The more important thing to do was to reach out to you and find out what you needed. Because if you were going to be here meeting me here, I can't run this board on my own. And if you were going to be here meeting me, I needed to make sure you were full. I know how to keep you happy, which is to keep you fat.
I'm going to be honest. Dale talks about this board, and it's really not that hard. It's really, I don't want to.
He might be listening right now, and you might be fired. Okay. You might have just gotten Bill Barr.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, this just came down literally like 30 seconds ago that Bill Barr is.
Oh, man.
He not having a good Monday. I mean, they technically said that he resigned, but.
What do you do after this? I don't know.
What does he do?
Yeah.
He just goes and makes $1 billion. He's a high-powered lawyer, and he was the head of the Department of Justice. He's okay. He's set. I ain't worried about him finding another gig. But when they say that you retired, he's got like 20 days left in the administration, and then generally you're in the next administration for a little bit until they replace you. You know what I mean? He's looking at like 45 days, 60 days.
Time to get wild. Well,
generally when they say that you resigned that close to the end, that's a secret message for you get the kabooey.
Yeah, well, what do you got to lose with that much money?
Well, I guess I don't know. Do you have anything to lose?
There's nothing to lose. Once you reach a certain level, you don't really.
I was thinking about you this weekend, and what was it about? Oh.
Like Elon Musk, you think he cares about his
Ralph Lauren. I thought about you this weekend, big time. Ralph Lauren. You know who Ralph Lauren is?
Yeah, I've heard of him.
The guy who started like Polo. Exactly. All that stuff. On his website, I screenshot it. Let's see if I have it in here. I'm going to find it first. I know better. We're on camera. By the way, all the camera shots brought to you by Renegade Truck Accessories.
Renegade.net. RenegadeTruck.net.
RenegadeTruck.net. Let me find see if I can find the
It's kind of
picture.
weird for a brand to be, unless somebody said something racist. It's kind of, that's all I expect if I hear like a brand name or something pop out in the news or headlines or something that's going on.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, I don't. You don't hear anything from Hilfiger or Polo or anything like that. So
I'm gonna get this.
That's what I imagine.
I wanted to pull it
bringing
up first because I don't want where we're on camera. I don't want the camera people.
Oh,
go. Have you seen this?
What? No.
Okay. What is that?
Well, it looks
Explain
like,
that to our listeners who cannot see.
It looks like one of my Theo's uniforms. It's
Right.
just a paint. It's just a coverall, a onesie like that men wear when they paint, and it's covered in just paint splatters. It looks like some dirty clothes.
We call them coveralls when I worked on an oil rig. That's what you wore every day, right? My grandfather, that's all he ever wore.
Yeah. I guess a onesie.
Fishing and shrimping. It's grandpa's onesie.
Onesie's emasculating. I guess coverall is better.
And it's all splattered with paint. And then look at the knees. The knees are all dirty,
That's
right?
a man's outfit. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. How much for those coveralls? It's Christmas time. Maybe you want to get it for the special person in your life.
You get those at Walmart for $45, and then the paint is just 6 hours of work somewhere.
Yeah. How much on the internet on the Ralph Lauren site?
It's Ralph Lauren, so I'm gonna. I bet probably $200 something.
$200 something. It seems like because they're doing the work for you.
It's a designer.
And it's a designer, and this is not for dudes. It's I think it's a new thing that ladies are wearing. They're wearing the coveralls as like a
what?
Like an irony. Oh yeah, I've seen a lot of ladies wearing them, and they wear them, and then they roll up the bottoms, and they put on some fancy shoes or whatever. I think it's like look at me, I'm thugging it. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
I'm getting ready to show it to you. You ready?
Please.
Hold on to your hat. Would you read that price out to our audience?
$695. Which it's so weird that at that point and that price, why even go $695? Just say $700. To make it seem like it's not expensive.
At that point, go like $2,500. Do you know what I mean? If you're already saying, I mean, nobody who actually owns these and works in these can afford these.
No, yeah.
Done this way. But then it also got me thinking of an idea. Okay, first of all, I think it's the greatest way ever for Ralph Lauren just to come out. This is why I was thinking about you this weekend, and I collected this just for you. Because this is like the greatest ever for someone to go, hey, working people.
F you.
F you, dude. F you. We are selling your clothes. We're selling your used clothes for $700.
But I just don't. Where are you wearing this and catching a vibe? I don't understand.
I think that you wear this to a place called the Metropolitan. I can't even say it. Metropolitan Museum of Art. Don't you think?
Yeah, I suppose. But unless you're part of the artwork, I don't know. It still won't make sense.
I feel like this is the kind of thing that you're like a lady. You're invited to something that has champagne with your lady friends or something. You wear that, and then you wear you're just dripping in diamonds, right? Mm. And then that's the thing you're throwing out there.
See, maybe I'm finally old. Maybe this is it. Where I genuinely don't understand it. Unless it's just the disparity of wealthy people and middle class people, then I still don't understand.
Well, here's my idea though, right? Because you came up with ringers.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's for people that don't know, you came up with the food truck idea where you were going to serve all the food in the shape of a ring. Mm-hmm. So turkey gravy and stuffing would all be shaped into a ring and then deep fried, and you'd serve it on a stick, but the stick would go through the hole in the middle, and so you could stack up 4 or 5 meals on a stick and hand it to somebody, like pretzels. Right?
Yeah, yeah.
Now, I'm not saying that's a bad idea.
But long pause.
It was a long pause. And I was trying to think of what are the next words I could say where it sounded like I didn't really think that was a bad idea.
That was still 4 seconds.
All right. Well, see, here's what I'm going to throw at you, okay? Mm-hmm. And I want you to think about it, and I want you to you and I just sell our used, dirty work clothes. Or you go back to, Thrall.
Right.
You can't tell me you can't find this outfit on every corner in Thrall.
Is it gonna be cool now, or maybe I haven't seen it? Maybe it's already cool to have the neck that's wrung out, like you slept in it, and then
Well, look,
you're at the club
right now because I usually use them for rags in the garage. I have a bunch of underwear where the underwear meets the waistband, it blows out. You know what I mean? And you get those 9 or 10 little holes across there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're a big old boy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. My underwears have hole in them. I had some new ones already.
What woman wouldn't want to wear a men's boxers with a hole in it.
That's the no, women in men's
$300
clothes is a different monster.
That's men's clothes.
I know, but women in like, a man's shirt or say some ratty underwear even, I would still be like, that's hot.
Would you find a woman hot in that?
No, because that's like a weird working thing. Like that's not relaxed. That stresses me out when I see that. I look at that. It doesn't. If I saw somebody here, I'm like, am I in the way? Do you need to get somewhere? Do you need help?
Yeah, no. It stresses me out too because it just reminds me of summers with a crane operator yelling at me.
Yeah.
Pick up Dreamweaver. Pick up Dreamweaver.
Yeah, only somebody crazy rich would want to wear this somewhere outside of work.
Yeah, that's the thing, is I feel like you have to be crazy rich to want to look like you work. Does that make sense? What I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? What I'm hammering out?
Yeah, no, I think so. But
All
if this is becoming popular, then I'll...
Well, that's what I'm saying. You've got a bunch of dirty clothes, right?
Yeah.
You have a bunch of like hand-me-down shirts that we went and stole out of the prize closet when no one was looking.
I'm wearing them.
They've got stains on them.
Mm-hmm.
Just think of the extra amount that you can charge for authentic Taco Bell drip on a shirt.
I would actually pay for like a Taco Bell hat or something like that, or one of those old school Dare. There is a market for like old vintage, but like usually
right. But I'm saying there's a market right
stuff.
now of rich ladies in LA who want to buy a guy. They want to buy your clothes. This is where they want to buy a painter's outfit. Maybe they want to buy the outfit of a lonely 32-year-old in Austin.
But I would be totally down for that. I mean, guys want to buy women's panties all the time. There's a huge market for that. If you want to wear anything I've worn, absolutely. I'll sell it to you. Really cheap.
All right. Do you know where Hotbox is?
Yes, I do.
Can you? I know it's a little early in the show. I don't even know if it's legal. Can we legally do Hotbox before 6 p.m.?
Well, as long as it's after 4:20.
The cats are away. The mice will play. We'll do whatever we want to right now.
Day is done and your mind is tired. You need a kind.
Okay, we can take that down a bit. I mean, that's a great intro, but we gotta keep the show moving. Wow, you got a mouthful. What'd you go for?
I took the time to take a bite of my sweet and spicy.
Did you forget we were on camera?
Yeah.
You did, didn't you?
I did.
You did, because that means, folks, if you're listening in the car, I'm going to want you to look on Facebook tonight sometime after 7 p.m. because you're going to want to see what happens. See, now you understand how that guy got caught, Jeffrey Toobin, whatever his name is, who got caught sampling his own privates.
You forget.
In a
you
Zoom
you're
call.
On camera.
He was in a Zoom call at work, and every woman says there's no way you would forget. But what is more embarrassing? You playing with your own self, or that look you just had just now when you put half a Whataburger in your mouth?
Would have rather have been caught masturbating than to actually, because I just hate. That's why Daniel, everybody watches me when I eat, because I stuff so much and my cheeks are already big, they get huge, and then I have this thing where my jaw pops all the time. And I don't know if I'm unhinging my jaw like a snake or if that's something genetic I have.
Yeah, probably. Here's the thing that that a lot of people may not understand. A lot of our male listeners who are probably under 30 won't understand this. But what feels better and gives you more pleasure? Masturbating or eating a hamburger?
It depends on how long it's been since I've had a hamburger. And then the other one also depends on how long. Whichever one I haven't had the longest.
Have you ever gone longer than 6 hours without having either?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't think so.
So this is... Okay, I'm going to turn this off first, and we'll go... I want to show you a hot box that I found today, and it's so good, dude. It's so good. I have a question for you first off.
Okay.
You've had animals before in your life, right?
Oh, yeah.
Where do you stand ethically on dogs and cats high?
I don't know.
I know some people really come down on it.
It's circumstantial, because when I grew up, my friend and I would smoke in his backyard while his parents were sleeping, and their dog was a beautiful giant husky. He knew when we were smoking, and he would come up and be like, "Hey, what's up?"
Two huskies in the backyard, baby.
Yeah, just puffing away. And he loved it, and he would come up and actually be like, "Y'all gonna give me a little?" But then
would he, or is that what you decided that he was saying to you?
The
dog was talking because you were high.
When we were just outside, he wouldn't come up until we started doing that. So,
right.
But the other time I had my cat for like a year,
right?
And one of my friends came over, and we were all getting down. We were rolled up a blunt, and my friend goes, "Hey, does your cat smoke?" And I was like, "I don't know. I don't think he's ever smoked before. If you want to, maybe blow him a hit or something, that's fine."
Right.
He grabs my cat. I'm not looking, like I'm paying attention to something else, and he turns the blunt around and gives him the biggest charge like ever.
Right.
And I was like, "Oh my!" I turned around and saw him. Like, "What are you doing?" And my cat was just completely limp and wouldn't. I thought he was dead. I thought he was going to die. Obviously, marijuana can't kill anybody, but he was just out of it for like 20, 30 minutes where he just wasn't moving in my arms. And if you know cats, I mean, they got to be in control. So,
I don't know cats because I don't really ever like them or have them around.
So I think it's circumstantial. It's from cat to cat, to dog to dog.
So you're saying that as a human, you believe that your ethics are on a slope and you can just push them around wherever.
I say let them decide. Same thing with getting them cut and everything.
Okay. So I think I have this loaded up to the right spot because there's some cursing, and I don't want cursing because Dylan is in the other room. Oh, I got to do this because it's not loaded up. When I moved it changed, but I know where it has to go. It has to go to the 8-second mark, okay? And the reason it has to do that...
Here, I'll tone it down so you can just play it for 8 seconds and pause it.
Okay, yeah. Do that because the problem I'm having right now is that this, let's see, let's pause, and then we go to the 8-second mark. The thing is, I don't want you to hear because she curses right at the beginning. She says an F-bomb and she says an S-bomb. She's not a bad human being. I think she's having a bit of a rough night, this young lady. I want you to listen closely to her. She talks, okay?
Okay.
Because she reveals some very important things. But this little dog you see in her arms has apparently gotten into her trash.
Oh.
Where she had a bunch of stuff she threw away.
Oh, no.
In there, she lives in one of those states where they have so much weed they throw weed away.
Mm-hmm.
She had thrown away a bunch of edible bags, and there were some edibles apparently still left in there.
Mm-hmm. Oh, no.
Okay. I'm going to let you know if you're in a car, you're going to get furious with this because this is a highly visual, but it's great for the video.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a moment in there. There's a moment in here. I know, time check in my mind, where I think you're going to lose it, and I'll see if I'm right, okay? We all ready?
Yes.
All right.
Guess whose bitch ass got into the trash and ate them? Can you tell who?
Oh, no.
Dude, look at that dog.
Can you tell?
Oh.
Jinx.
Look at that dog.
Jinx ate them.
That dog is high.
I know, dude. Have you ever been that high?
Yeah.
Just keep watching, dude. There's a moment in here.
Like, she never digs in the trash. Never has the trash and found an edible that I threw away. Called the doctors. The edible was pretty, there was no chocolate in it or anything.
So she's worried about the chocolate.
She threw up a little bit. I said, food and water.
It's just
passed through.
This is what Cosby was like.
Now, ready?
But I'm just a little worried because this bitch is high. And
Oh, no.
how would you do this, Jinx? For real. Oh my god.
Oh, no.
How good was that, dude?
That was pretty good.
Could you enjoy being that high?
No, I mean, it depends on, I don't know. It depends on the mood, but that dog seemed like it was having a good time.
When she lifted that dog's head and that dog went, that tells me that I feel like that's the moment where you're maybe a little bit paranoid about what's going on.
Yeah, well, I don't know. He would be running around maybe. I feel bad. There's part of me that feels bad, but thinks, okay, maybe he was having a decent time.
I don't, because I heard that they have like CBD and stuff now for dogs because, you know, some people think their dogs are people. Some people think their dogs are people. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. So I know, but I don't know that any of it gets a dog that high.
No. And look, this has happened too and I apologize if it was me, but when I lived with CJ and Lisa, and they have their dogs, Pickles and Mr. President.
Which is the one that CJ kicked in the back and broke his spine?
I think it was both of them.
Both of them, okay.
And she was like, Pickles was just sitting there, peed herself, then fell over and like went to sleep. And they were like totally concerned, and they thought that she had eaten some weed or something. But I was like, I didn't leave anything out. There's no edibles. There's nothing. I tried to keep everything to myself, but it happened a couple of times. So the doctor is more like, just wait it out, I guess. Apparently it happens a lot.
I want you to listen to her again because I want to get it clean where she says this bitch is high, because we're going to need this for when we have callers that call here. Are you right? Are you ready?
Yeah.
Are you ready? Here we go.
Worried because this bitch is high. And
that dog is gone. You want to? We got people calling?
Yeah, we got a couple of calls here.
Is it all stoners calling to tell us by the time they get their animal high?
I think so.
All right.
And if that's true, then I really want to.
I'll listen to him. I'll listen to him. By the way, coming up at 5:30 today, Dale is calling in, and he says he's got a pretty ultimate Dale Dudley story, which I think is worth hanging around for sure, because there's something I've learned over time, and that very few people can embarrass themselves the way that Dale can, or they might, but they never tell the truth about it like Dale will. What's up, caller?
Hey guys, love you guys, love the show.
Thank you.
I actually had an encounter where I was hotboxing and completely forgot that my little pupper was in there. He was granted 4 years old and had cancer.
Oh, that was probably good for him, though.
Yeah. Now, when you say little puppers, is that the nickname for your son, or is it an actual dog?
No, it was a Great Pyrenees. I've always called him my little puppers. I don't know.
Okay.
But yeah, I forgot he was in there, and after about the third round and not being able to see very far, we got out and he jumped out and landed flat on his face.
Were you hotboxing in the car?
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's basically what you do that in.
Yeah. Well, no, you could do it in a closet, and you can also do it in a dorm room. I don't really want to pull one over on you, and I don't want to fight with you on the definition of hotboxing. I'm just saying.
I love the old. I love if you're not, in high school and with the guys and all your shirts are off in a shed smoking out of a bottle.
Well, hey, no, let's just go in the closet with our shirts off and smoke.
All right.
Okay, you first,
whatever
bro.
your request.
In college.
Thanks, man.
In college, this family friend of ours called me and said, "Hey, can our kid come, and he's just got into UT. Mm-hmm. Can he come and hang, speak? Can you help show him around the campus, basically?" Mm-hmm. And I was like, yeah. And he had his own place to stay or whatever, but he was like, "Yeah, can I hang out with you?" I was like, "Sure." And I lived in a co-op. You know what goes on in a co-op?
Actually, I don't.
Okay, some co-ops. Now, my co-op was pretty straight-laced. So depending on which level you were on, which floor you were on, mm-hmm. they got, there were some big-time drugs way up at the top, and then there was also engineering students and study abroad kids who just studied their ass off and never did. Little something for everybody. Right. The point of the co-op was you learn to live with other people. It's helped me greatly in my life. Mm. But so there was some, I was a big, I like drinking beer, kind of it. But one night it was a party, mm-hmm. and he was like, "Oh, they're smoking weed," and I was like, "Well, I'm not your dad. I'm not gonna tell you what to do. So I'm supposed to be looking after you. I mean, you gotta." He's like, "Oh, I've smoked a lot," and I was like, "Well, I don't. You know what I mean? Like, I don't. What do you do? Do you want to be the guy who's the narc who's like, nah, your parents called me. You're not." So I was like, "Yeah, whatever." And at one point I was just like, I go, "What are you looking for?" Because he had leaned over mm-hmm. like this. He was sitting in a chair, and I thought he had dropped something on the floor, and then I realized, oh, he's not awake. He just passed out forward, and then I woke him up, and he's like, "Oh, I'm fine. I just got a little water," and he went to the bathroom, and then I heard a thump in there. By the time I got in there to check on him, he had just completely passed out and wet himself.
Oh man,
that was just like, oh, man, this dude's parents called me and I killed him.
That's a tough phone call to make.
Yeah.
Curtis.
What's up, Curtis?
Oh, he hung up right before we got
Good.
back with him. Good, Curtis.
Good.
Nick, you're on the line now.
Hey, so yeah, I was calling two things. First, Chewy, that popping with your jaw, I have that too. If you have an overbite, it could be caused because of that.
Okay. That might be what's going on.
Yeah.
No, for
also,
Chewy, it's just from overeating.
Yeah.
but also, no, I had a friend and his dog, every time that we would smoke, would jump up and we would, like, feed him weed. And he loved it, dude. He would eat it all the time.
He would just eat the flower?
Yeah. And he would just lay there, not do anything.
Maybe he was just hungry. Did you ever
Why
think
did
to
I
feed him?
start this off by saying what's the ethical clause about getting an animal high? I should realize, like, stoner ethics are just different anyway, aren't they?
If they have a pet, they're going to get their pet high at some point.
I mean, but they like it, you know. Like, he kept coming back. So,
Look,
like,
this thing about they
Great,
like
he has
it.
a chemical dependency now.
Yeah, but what? How do you know the animal? I mean, the animal comes back to you anyway because that's what animals are. They're dependent on you, right?
Yeah.
I'm not scolding you. I'm looking for you to defend. I'm looking for you to defend your position here, sir.
No, I mean, that's true, but I don't know. I mean, because if
You
they
know
don't
what?
like
I'm
it, you know,
convinced.
they could always run away if you, like, try and give them more.
Yeah,
That's true. Okay, so you're not hurting them. So you could pleasure them
Yeah,
technically,
no.
and they would be. You would be in
Yeah,
the right.
like, I think we forced them the first time because they were like, oh, what the hell, you know?
right.
But then after that, they just, like, kept coming back.
Now, you sound like a crack dealer now.
Yeah.
It just sounds more.
Officer.
You got someone addicted.
Officer, the kid said he didn't want candy, but once he tried a candy, he kept coming back to my van. What was I supposed to do? Oh, thank you.
All right, sir. We'll see you at the.
What's funny is we didn't even ask for phone calls, but when you start talking about weed stuff,
Yeah, that's true. Anything
it lights the
weed-oriented.
phones. Go ahead and clear the phones because we're gonna get Big Daddy to call in here.
Okay.
We do have a fun show. By the way, this is holiday week, leading up to Christmas. Hanukkah's going on right now. I guess there are a lot of holidays going on. I don't know them all, but just know that whatever it is, the end of your 2020, I wish you well. And we'll have Dale call in here in a little bit. And apparently he has an incredible story. That's all I know. These are his words. I'm just fed up with the bureaucracy, and I took a Xanax to tell the story. And it has something to do with his family. So we'll see how that goes. Oh, by the way, thank you to Renegade Truck Accessories, renegadetruck.net, for sponsoring our video portion. Video portion will be up on Facebook. You can just look up the Dudley and Bob with Matt Facebook. If you're not following us, you should be following us. And yeah, it'll be up there probably around 7 tonight. And we're going to be here all week, just doing a little shorter than usual shows, but we're just going to hang out with you. Chewy and I are both on vacation, but we both live near the station. And let's face it, neither of us have any kind of lives, and there's nothing to do with COVID out there. There's nowhere to go. The bars aren't open, so we're going to hang out at work for our vacation. How's that sound?